Hello and welcome to Battlestations Pacific. Now this game is a couple years old and I'm going to blatantly talk right over the cutscene here as we're jumping right in to the Battle of the Eastern Solomons. And this was, I believe, the second of 7 major naval battles during the Guadalcanal campaign. Oh, apparently I cannot skip this cutscene. Yes, so there's dive bombers incoming. And this would be one of 2 battles in this campaign that would be largely decided by aircraft carriers and, you know, fleets that never saw each other launch airstrikes over the horizon. The rest would be surface engagements, mainly at night and mainly between cruisers. So here we're jumping right in as these Japanese dive bombers are attacking our carrier, which in this case, whoops, shot my own guy a little bit there. Oops, sorry guy. In this case is the USS Enterprise. So of course here I'm piloting the fighter that the US had at the start of the war, which would be the F-3F Wildcat. We're going after, looks like, some more dive bombers and torpedo bombers here. So it wants me to go shoot down 10 planes. So let's bring it on. Head to head, head to head. That's how we do it.
Alright,
oh, that was fast. Oh, and somebody got that one for me. Here, let's change target to these guys.
Air forces are inbound.
Whoa, this guy's diving into the water to drop his torpedo. No, you don't either. Not my aircraft carrier, sir.
Blown them out of the sky, sir.
Yeah, that's right.
The fires are out, but we're still tackling the listing.
Who else wants some?
Got that. Scouts to continue waiting. Fox to King, are
See,
you
what else? What else can I go over the...
King has multiple wounds.
This game is a couple years old now. I've pulled it out again. I did... Oh, forget those. Those are fighters. I don't really need to worry about those. They're not a threat to the carrier. So I did enjoy playing this game though, so I decided to pull it back out. The graphics, showing their age a little bit here, but as a depiction of the actual battles, it's not terrible, but it makes a number of concessions to video game-ness that aren't quite what actually happened. But it still ends up being an enjoyable game. It's sort of a part strategy, part action type of game. And these early couple missions are mostly action type as you're flying planes around and such. But later on, when you get to actually command fleets and things, you do get more control. But in any case, this is something that appeals to me because this was an interesting series of battles. I liked the history of naval warfare. And of course there were no naval battles, no naval wars bigger than the Second World War. And the Pacific, of course, is where, you know, was pretty much all naval war. And I forget what all the controls are, so... Oh, there's my afterburner. Not an afterburner, but it's like it's an afterburner that they sort of made up because that thing really didn't exist. Oh no! No! How do I switch? There we go. Have to switch to a fresh aircraft. Fortunately, we're not commanding just the one guy who would, unfortunately, head-to-head with a cape there. We get to command the entire Air Force at the moment. Okay, we've repelled their first attack wave.
Situation is under control on Enterprise. Prepare to launch attack plane squadrons.
That's right, launch the attack planes, baby. So now we're going to get a command of a group of dauntless dive bombers. Oh, we still got the fighters, but we have to escort the dauntlesses and the, what was it, the Avengers, I think, were the torpedo bombers at this particular battle. So in any case, a little bit of background, I suppose, on this battle. At this point, the Marines had already been landed on Guadalcanal, and there had already been one major surface action fought the Battle of Savo Island, which was a resounding defeat for the American and Australian cruisers. Oh, just went head-to-head again. Darn it. Wherein something like I think four of the 5 heavy cruisers defending Savo Island were sunk in a surprise night attack.
They're refueled and are heading towards us at flank speed.
And thus allowing the reinforcement of Guadalcanal at various times by Japanese transports and destroyers. So this was the second battle where basically the Japanese are coming in trying to drive out the American fleet, and then they can basically handle at least their thinking was they could handle the Marines on Guadalcanal at their leisure. So this is a significant Japanese carrier force. Whoa, almost went head-to-head another time. Significant Japanese carrier force, 2 fleet cruisers and 1 light cruiser, the Shuikaku and the Zuikaku, or excuse me, my pronunciation's probably terrible on those. As well as the light cruiser Ryuho. And they were brought forward against 3, well, there were 3 American carriers in the area originally, but one of them was pulled out. The Wasp, I believe, was the one that pulled out, leaving Enterprise and Saratoga in the battle area to attempt to hold off this Japanese push. Now the light cruiser Ryuho was sent out basically as bait to bait an air attack out of the American fleet carriers, and then the Japanese fleet carriers could respond and attack them. And even though there were 3 carriers to 2, the number of aircraft ended up being about the same. Since one of the Japanese carriers was a light carrier. Can I switch planes? No, this must be the last plane in the squadron.
Sir, we've lost contact with our squadron.
Last plane in the squadron. It won't let you switch if you're the last plane in the squadron, so we gotta get a nice fresh squadron. Alright. Once again, we are in command of 3 F6F, or F4Fs. Sorry, the F6F would be the Hellcat that we'll get later.
Enemy squadron destroyed.
God, we gotta be just about to this damn nav point. How the hell do I... Oh, maybe I don't have access to the map yet at this stage. Alright, let's go hold these damn Oscars. Oscar was the code name for the Japanese Army fighter, which would be sent out at times to participate in some of these sort of things from, nearby land bases. And of course, the more well-known fighter was codenamed the Zero. That was primarily the naval fighter. Come on, this guy does not want to go down. Pretty sure I just shot out one of my own guys there for a second. Let's put on some speed, stay right with this guy. Come on, he's almost down. There he goes. That's right, punk. Oh man, another squadron. Oh good, we're almost to the nav point. You see it there showing up on the mini-map in the upper right. Wow, okay. So in any case, like I said, at this point, the 1 cruiser battle had already gone to the Japanese, but the U.S. have sent aircraft to Henderson Field, which would be a key point. In addition to being an objective in the campaign, it would end up being a key feature, the Marine aircraft. And transplanted Navy aircraft flying from Henderson Field would prove to be a very important factor in the ongoing campaign.
Enemy air forces are inbound. Alright, I got me
The good news for the Americans after the defeat at Savo Island, which was expensive for the Navy, as well as at the loss of one of the Australian cruisers, the Canberra, I believe. The good news was that Mikawa, the admiral in charge of the Japanese heavy cruiser squadron, was unable to parlay his victory, to translate it into destroying the supply transports that had yet to completely unload.
Clarify, pilot. What's the situation?
had he managed to come into Savo proper and destroy those ships, it would probably have changed the course of the campaign.
Can't pass up an opportunity like that. Attack,
But
please.
he took the time to gather his forces, believing them too widely scattered
Runs on the Japanese transports, sir.
to make an effective attack. And by the time they'd gathered, he felt he had to pull them out of Savo in order to get them safely out of the range of the American carriers, which were generally south and east of Guadalcanal by, I forget how, a couple hundred miles or something like that, to get them into a position where they were relatively safe, but they could still get aircraft into the fight. Alright, so we're just going to come out here, we're going to take out these cruisers, and I think I want to hit that, looks like a light cruiser, or possibly a destroyer that's escorting them, so I'm actually going to target it first. The Tokitsukaze, yeah, that's a destroyer. So I'm just going to try to get out in front of it, so I'm going to dive down the length of it, because that's going to make it a little easier. And now we're about a mile out, so I'm going to start my dive. Could have gotten out a little bit in front of it more. We're going to come down, we're going to put a nice big fat bomb right on you there, destroyer. And we're going to watch it in. Boom! That's right, buddy. That's right. Alright, so now I'm just going to switch to another squadron. Now, in a very unrealistic fashion, these squadrons do automatically reload their ordnance, which of course is kind of ridiculous. But it works for game purposes, so they don't have to send the planes back to the aircraft carrier every time they strike. You see the destroyer is, well, truly busted up by those bombs. It actually might sink just from the influence as it takes on water, so I'm actually going to make a run on this troop transport here. Let's slow down. Got our torpedo lined up. Torpedoes away! And we'll watch that all the way in. Oh, I might even hit the magazine for good luck. Boom! Alright, so back to that dive bomber squadron, who has somehow, for some reason, returned has returned to the circling mass of aircraft and declined to attack on its own. See, if all those planes came, these guys would just get trashed. And this encounter in the game is based on an actual event that happened during the Battle of Eastern Solomons, wherein there were troop transports coming in. That was also part of the effort to reinforce the Japanese army units that were already on the island. And aircraft from Enterprise, I believe, either Enterprise or Saratoga, encountered a number of these transports and, destroyed a number of them and drove... I can't remember. They didn't destroy all of them. They destroyed a couple of them, damaged some destroyers, and forced some of the transports back. And because of the aircraft at Henderson and the carriers that were sort of constantly circling nearby, most of the Japanese reinforcement runs after this point were done at night to protect from American aircraft. Oh, this is a dive bomber. What the hell? I'm doing this like it's a torpedo run. Okay, well, we'll just do this transport is pretty much doomed either way, so we're just going to get it nice and close and drop our bomb on it. And of course, that would probably have been suicide if that had been real life and it had been a real, like, 1,000-pound bomb or something like that, because at that distance, that explosion might very well have destroyed us as well as the target. So yeah, this is where I wish I could just command the other units to attack that second transport over there. But whatever. This is the first mission, so it's weaning us on by getting us instructed in doing one thing at a time. So I'm going to come in low and fast, and really I should be going low and slow, but I'll back the throttle up at the last minute to launch my torpedo, which, again, this is a transport, so I can come in nice and close to it before I let that thing go and hit it nice and easy. If this were a battleship or an AA cruiser or something else a little more formidable, I'd be dropping that torpedo from a lot further away, and preferably also coordinating it with the fire of a second torpedo squadron, what they called the hammer and anvil attacks, wherein one squadron attacks from the starboard bow and the other attacks from the port bow and shoots their torpedoes in, kind of at an angle, so that no matter which direction the ship turns, the torpedoes from one group or the other end up having the nice broad side of the ship to aim at. So otherwise, the defense for ships getting shot at by torpedoes is to turn into it or away from it and hope that the torpedoes pass to one side or the other. Basically, give them the narrow side of the ship to try to hit. We're going to come in nice and close, torpedo away, and pow. Oh, come on, sink! Sink, you fool! And really, one torpedo should be enough to sink these transports. But that seems to have done it, so next objective. Come on, what else we got? What else we got? Bring it on. That's right, we sank the Japanese cargo ships.
We have our primary target. Enemy carrier is visual.
Ah, okay, that's right. So this is the light carrier Ryuho. Oh, there's the map. Okay. So I don't think I can command any of these squadrons, but this is a fast way to switch between squadrons, so that's good. So you see here we have the light carrier Ryuho guarded by, looks like a Tone class cruiser and a destroyer. Whoa, okay. And we have here our torpedo boat. So I'm actually going to torpedo this cruiser just because I can. And in blatant disregard for proper tactics, I'm just going to try to torpedo it right on the nose. And from way closer than you would normally do this. So from a quarter of a mile away, we're going to launch our torpedo. We got 3 hits right on the bow.
Heavy American attacks. Assistance required.
Oh wow, look at this. Look at how close. What is this? Saratoga. Wow, Saratoga is right on top of the Ryuho. That's not entirely realistic. The one thing that they do in this game, which they kind of have to do just for the purposes of making a reasonable game that's playable and all that kind of stuff, is the ranges that the battles take place at are severely reduced. So we're on the order of miles away instead of, you know, maybe 100 miles away or more. And the battleships are firing at ranges of about 1 mile instead of, you know, 20 plus miles that they were actually capable of firing. And it gives you more dramatic views, it makes things happen faster. So that's one concession they sort of had to make to video gaminess. Whoa, okay, I almost went right into the water there. Alright, I'm not going to watch that torpedo go all the way, and we're just going to switch to the next one. Actually, the Tone might be just about done there. So we're just going to switch target. Switch target, damn you. Change target to the Ryuho. Oh, maybe I can command these ships. Or these planes, rather. Alright, let's just order mass attacks from every direction. Lots of torpedo bombers attacking. Alright, so I'll take this squadron over. And its torpedoes have been reloaded. Oh, there's the burning heavy cruiser. Alright, so now we're going to get this light cruiser. So let's, whoa, okay, drop that. Oh, did I miss? Oh, that cruiser's, I was trying to lead it, but it's not moving hardly at all, so I missed. Darn it. Fortunately, my squadron mates appeared to hit it, so the Ryuho is badly damaged. Sink that flat top. Yes, yes, I'm on it.
Blown them out of the sky, sir.
Abandoning KA.
Yep.
Ryuho is
Okay,
lost.
so Ryuho is destroyed.
Ryuho is lost.
Which actually did happen in the battle. The Ryuho got absolutely swarmed by aircraft from Saratoga
Strike on enemy carrier.
and basically
Japanese are retreating.
just got burned from end to end, hit by a number of 1,000-pound bombs, and scuttled overnight. Of course, in this same battle, the USS Enterprise was also badly damaged by aircraft and had to send its fighters to basically to fly from Henderson Field, while Enterprise itself had to return. I believe it had to return all the way to Pearl Harbor for repairs. So it was one light carrier sunk to 1 fleet carrier damaged. But the decisive element of this battle ended up being the fact that it just crashed. Alright, so after recovering from that particular crash situation, I believe I was talking about the aftermath of the battle, which is kind of what you see here. Like I said, the USS Enterprise was badly damaged. In exchange, the light carrier Ryuho was sunk, and some escorting vessels and some transports that got in the battle were also destroyed. But possibly the longest term, most decisive for both the Guadalcanal campaign and the ongoing war would be the fact that the U.S. air fleet, the carrier pilots, the carrier aircraft losses were significantly lower in the dozens of aircraft, whereas the Japanese lost nearly 100 flyers and their planes, and those were mostly veteran dive bomber and torpedo bomber pilots who would be badly missed in upcoming air battles. So in any case, if you guys like this video and would like to see more of these World War II battles in Battlestations Pacific, go ahead and hit the like button on this video and comment, and I will keep bringing it to you. So thanks for watching. I'm Southern Wolverine. I'd like to wish all of you a good day.